What's up guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Vocal Breakdown series. This week I'm going to take on Chris Cornell's Like a Stone, so hope you enjoy.
On a cobweb afternoon in a room full of emptiness by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages of a book full of death, reading how we die alone, and if we could, we're laid to rest anywhere we wanna go. And your house, I long to be. Roam by roam, patiently, I'll wait for you there. Like a stone, I'll wait for you there. And on my deathbed, I will pray to the gods and the angels like a pagan, to anyone who would take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was bruised, the wine was played, and there you led me on. And your house, I long to be. Roam by roam, patiently, I'll wait for you there. Like a stone, I'll wait for you there. Alone, alone, and on I read until the day was gone, and I sat in regret for all the things I've done, for all that I've blessed, and all that I've wronged, and dreamed until my death I wander on. And your house, I long to be. Roam by roam, patiently, I'll wait for you there. Like a stone, I'll wait for you there. Alone, 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 yeah.
So that was my take on Chris Cornell's Like a Stone, the acoustic version. Obviously the original version was written for Audioslave, but today I'm taking on the acoustic version because that is the version that I just fell in love with. I actually only kinda discovered this song recently, which is a little embarrassing I guess. Chris Cornell for me is a guy who I had heard him around about the time he done You Know My Name for Casino Royale, and I fell in love with his voice back then. But it's one of those guys, he just kind of eluded me for years. I was listening to bands like Trivium and Bullet and Avenged and Killswitch, and I never really listened to Soundgarden or Audioslave a lot. I obviously had heard Coaches by Audioslave, and you know, that was a banger back in the day that so many of me and my mates listened to. Show Me How to Live has become one of my favourite songs recently. That was a song that I kind of rediscovered a couple months back, and I've been listening to it non-stop. I'm just obsessed with his voice right now. I guess I just never realised how incredible of a songwriter he is. Recently, the more I've been digging into his back catalogue, you know, and finding all these amazing things, finding all these amazing songs, and going on YouTube and looking up videos of him playing live, playing acoustic, man, it is mind blowing. The Nothing Compared to You cover that he does of Prince is phenomenal. As far as I'm aware, he has a 4-octave vocal range, which is crazy impressive. He usually gets pigeonholed into being called a baritone, but that's not the case. He can cover 4 octaves. He's not a baritone. The guy can't be pigeonholed into one vocal category here. So we're gonna dig in to this cover, and we're gonna listen to me sing it. We're gonna listen to Chris sing it back. The interesting thing about this week's video is that he uses his mixed voice an awful lot in this song, and I also tend to go for the mixed voice. That's where I feel I can perform at my best, is when I'm using my mixed voice. So it'll be interesting to see the two different takes on, you know, what we're doing and where we're going with everything. So let's dig into it.
On a cobweb afternoon in a room full of emptiness by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages of a book full of death, reading how we die alone, and if we could, we're laid to rest anywhere we wanna go.
So basically I just went for, I wanted it to sound clean and not rough or anything like that, but I did want a kind of deep tone to come through in my voice, and it took, I did multiple takes of this, like multiple run-throughs. I do want these to be as live as possible, because obviously I'm doing a cover of a live acoustic version that he's done. Unfortunately, due to limitations, I had to record the guitar separately and then do the vocals on their own. But I did just do run through after run through after run through of the whole song until I was like happy with it. So this is as live as I could get it. Okay. But yeah, there's a kind of somber tone that he achieves, and this is one of the reasons that I was looking into this guy, because he can do so much with his voice. He really can, and it is similar to mine. I wanted to kind of know how he was maintaining that while singing so clean, because he does sing very cleanly, but it's just always there, this somber tone. So that's something that I was really looking to try and get the hang of, and I'm happy with how that first verse turned out. I thought it was pretty good. Let's hear the main man do that.
On a Cornell afternoon in a room full of emptiness by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages of a book full of death, reading how we die alone, and if we could, we'll lay to rest anywhere we wanna go.
So I mean, what even? The guy's voice is like fucking silk. But no, as you can hear there, you know, he's singing very cleanly, and he's completely relaxed, and he's just able to throw in these little hints of a little bit of grit in there. But it's so somber the entire time. It's deep. It's a thick sound that he achieves. For me, you know, that's how I'd like to sound 24/7 when I'm singing clean parts like that. You know, I've actually been learning this song for weeks now and practicing, and I really have. I feel like I have made changes where they needed to be made, and I have learned an awful lot from just learning to sing this song and trying to figure out how he does this.
And your house, I long to be, roam by roam, patiently, I'll wait for you there, like a stone, I'll wait for you there, alone.
So for the first chorus, when he's doing it, he keeps it pretty clean, and it's a kind of lighter chorus, so I wanted to do the same kind of thing. I didn't want to get too rough with this. Again, I like the way it turned out. I've learned an awful lot from listening to him and just practicing over and over and over again, and just finding the places or the different levels to my voice where I can bring up a lot of tone from underneath and pull it into my mixed voice. What amazes me the most is that it is just so relaxed, and he is just, you know, there's no strain on those big notes, there's no strain to pull anything up. That is kind of the beauty of using your mixed voice. You can make it sound as if you've just expanded your chest voice range, when really it's like so much easier to do and less of a toll on your vocal cords.
And on my deathbed I will pray to the gods and the angels like a pagan, to anyone who would take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago, the sky was bruised, the wine was laid, and there you let me on.
So yeah, something that I actually ended up doing for that second verse was I actually learned my lessons from watching him, and I decided to relax a little bit more. So there's a few vocal fries in there, purely just because I felt that coming from that level was achieving a slightly crispier tone. I don't know if that's how you describe it, crispier? Slightly crispier tone.
Okay.
On my deathbed, I will pray to the gods and the angels, to the pagans, all the ones who will take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was blue, the wine was red, and then you led me on.
It's interesting, like, the original song is in G, I'm sure, the key of G, and he does this acoustic cover in the key of A, so he's actually singing it a step higher than that, which felt kind of weird to me, because, like, obviously, you know, most people had pinned him down as being a baritone, and I thought, like, it was just madness. But then obviously, you know, you learn he has a 4-octave vocal range, and that throws everyone's fucking opinion about him being baritone right out the fucking window, doesn't it? But it's just interesting because I actually think he sounds better singing it here. He's got more to play around with. There's, you know, he's using his range. It's buttery smooth, like, it's incredible how much control he actually has over his voice. On to the second chorus.
In your house, I long to be. Row by row, patiently, I'll wait for you there. Like a stone, I'll wait for you there. Alone.
So I'm being more aggressive. I'm bringing in a lot of heat on my voice, I'm bringing in a lot of raspiness, and you can hear it here going to a higher note but digging under your level for it instead of climbing up to a note. You can tell it's controlled and it's comfortable, and that's because I'm digging down the way. I'm just using my diaphragm. That's all that is. It's just pushing a little harder on the diaphragm and making that do the work instead of making your vocal cords strain to reach a higher note. yeah, he gets aggressive at this part as well, and that was why I wanted to kind of do the same thing, just ramping up the intensity of the song again, going with the flow and just getting emotional about it, and just again, you can still tell that's very relaxed for him, that's very comfortable. He has ramped up the intensity, but he's not straining his voice to do it onto the bridge.
Only down I read until the day was gone, and I sat in regret for all the things I've done, for all that I've lost, and all that I've wrong, and dreams until my death I won't.
So I went for a lower approach here, more what it kind of sounds like on the record I think. Singing more cleanly and taking the raspiness out of it and just trying to make my voice sound as warm and somber as I can possibly make it sound.
Till the day was gone, and I sat in regret for all the things I've done, for all that I've missed, all that I've wronged, dreams until my death I
So that's just beautiful. He adds in a lot more flair to that section. Again, pulling a lot of aggression into it, using his raspiness and throwing nice little techniques in there to keep things interesting, and it does sound really incredible.
in your house. I long to be room by room. Patiently, I'll wait for you there, like a stone. I'll wait for you there, alone, 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 yeah.
So this for me was the biggest chorus in the song, and I went super aggressive on it. This is the kind of thing that I would be doing in my own band, is this kind of vocal. So that was why I ramp up the aggression here and I bring in a lot more rasp.
In your arms, along the beat, room by room, patiently, I'll wait for you there, like a stone. I'll wait for you there, alone,
Absolutely stunning. So he keeps it clean at the end there for that last chorus. He has a lot of natural grit on his voice anyway. He has a naturally raspy, kind of husky voice, so for him singing that cleanly was beautiful. Would have to say I had a lot of fun covering this song. I do not compare to Chris Cornell. I would never dare compare myself to Chris Cornell. But this vocal comparison, it just helps me become a better singer. I mean, if you're gonna be the best, you have to learn from the best. So guys, again, thank you for watching the video. I hope it was at least a little informative. Maybe there's some things you can take away from this. Sometimes it's cool to just chill and just listen to people sing, you know, I guess. If you like the video, you give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, just give it a thumbs down. Please feel free to subscribe. And if you didn't like it, then you don't have to. I'm not pressuring anyone. I hope everyone's staying safe, and I'll see you next week.
Don't forget to bring a towel.